Dear learner, welcome in my class of programming in Java. The lecture of today's class, the Java class library, declaring a variable, the scope and lifetime of variable. So today we will discuss about different types of class libraries and example of Java class libraries, declaring how to declare a variable and different type of variable, and the scope and lifetime of the variable. So we will cover all these points in this lecture. So first of all, the class libraries. So the question is, what is Java class libraries? So Java is one of the most popular programming language, and Java provides a rich set of libraries, and its standard Java library is very powerful, that contains libraries such as java.lang. Lang means language, java.util means utility, and java.math, and many more libraries are there. So you can see here some example math library. So we will have this java.language.math, and for string operation we have java.language.string. For graphical library we have java.awt.asterisk means all functions inside this awt, and java x.swing all this wildcard character means all the function inside classes and function and method inside the swing package, and java.net also, java.net.star. So these are the Java class libraries. The Java development kit comes with many libraries which contains class and method for you to use. So this is Java class library, and we use these class libraries in our program. And you can see also the Java provides a rich set of libraries. So these are the very important libraries and very important functions inside the library, so which is used to do anything in Java. So Java has very rich set of libraries. That's why Java is so important programming language, and it is very powerful programming language. Standard Java library is very powerful, that contains different type of the library. So you can see some example of these libraries. So language is one of the package, and util is another package, net is a package, awt is a package. So while importing these library, so we have to write, first of all we have to write package, and then we will write class. So java.language.math means, you can see here language, the first is language, second is util, third package is net, fourth is awt, and similarly we have so many packages are there, and we can perform any type of the operation, any type of the function using these libraries. Suppose we have to do mathematical functions, then we will use language.math. So we will have to write import java.language.math before starting the program. So in the first line of the program, and here suppose we have to do some stack related operation, then we will use util import java.util.stack. And suppose some networking related problems, so we can use import java.net.url. So for language support we have lang package, and utility util means utility package. So different type of utility functions are there. AWT for graphical mode, suppose we have to switch on graphical mode, then we will use swing and AWT. So these are the different packages, and inside these packages we have class. So the combinedly we will call it Java libraries. So rich library, rich programming language means rich library. So Java has very rich library. So that's why Java is very important programming language, and very very useful and popular programming language, because we can do anything in Java, and we will import the particular library performing for the function. Suppose we have to do some physics related function, so we have to find out the library which having the different physics related functions or physics related methods. So we will find that library. So we have to use these library to do that type of particular, respectively that type of particular function. So Java class library, the Java class library called, it is called JCL sometimes. So Java class library is a set of dynamically loadable libraries that Java virtual machine, means JVM language, can call at runtime. So while we are running any program, so we require Java virtual machine, JVM called it. So JVM call this Java class library that time while running the program. So it is particularly, it is named as a JCL, means Java class library. So this is very important term in case of these class libraries. Now you can see here the list of different class libraries. So graphics library, suppose graphical function, we have to perform some graphical function, then we will require the java.awt, javax.swing. So these are for graphics related libraries. In AWT and in Swing we can create any form, we can create text box, radio button, and check boxes, menus, etc. We can perform any type of the form related element we can use, we can add by these AWT and Swing library. Now see the different type of different list of library. IO for input output, in IO library we will have some input and output related function. Networking, for networking we require networking library. Math for mathematical function. Collection is required for data structure. All data structure related functions are methods and functions are inside this collection. So we have to import java.collection class, collection package, collection.start, and logging, regular expression, graphics and UI, and text formatting. We have been the different libraries for text formatting, XML for XML programming, remote method invocation for remote method, RMI libraries for remote method invocation, security, for security we have separate library. For database connectivity, java.sql.star is required for the database connectivity. In the classes of Java, advanced Java, you will learn about how to use this database and how to perform database connectivity. So for that we require java.sql library, and reflection also. So many more different type of the libraries are there. So this is a list of libraries, some libraries. So this way we can use different libraries in Java. Now how to use these libraries? So suppose in case of the mathematical function, so you can see here in this slide, you can see java.language.math. The first one is the Java, the math library, that is java.language.math. So when we will write a program, so we have to write import java.language lang.math, and then we will start the program. So after writing this program, we can use the different function of the mathematical library, math library. So suppose math.sqrt81. So sqrt is a function, is a method function. We can, in Java we can say it method. So sqrt method is inside the math class, and 81 is the variable. So whose square root we are calculating here. So you can see here math.abs -10. So this is also a function. By using this abs function, we can convert -10 into absolute value, means it will remove the plus or minus sign. So simply it will display 10, minus sign will be removed after this abs. So it will convert the value into absolute value. And so you can see here math.m.x, means m represent here the function, and x is the variable whose value we are processing. So here again see in the third line math.sqrt81. So here we are finding the square root of the 81. So this is an example of math library. Again the same math library, we have another function. You can see this is the complete program. First, in the first line you can see here import java.language.math. So by writing this line, we are importing math class, and we are importing all the function of math class, and this math class is under language package, and language package is under Java package. So how can we say this lang is a package and math is a class? Because in Java programming language we have to, this is a rule that all the classes will start by the capital letter. So math is a class, because it is starting by the capital letter. So this is the writing way of program, and language is completely in small letter. So all packages are written in the small letter. So that's why Java and language are the package and math is a class. Now you can see here public class math library example is the name of class, and inside the class we have public static void main string args. So in this function, in this main function, we have two variable x and y, both are double variable, and their value is given in front of x equals to minus 47.63. So we are assigning minus 47.63 to x, and minus 894.37 we are assigning this value to y. So these two values are assigned to x and y, but we have three system.out.println statement, means three output statement. In all three output statement we are printing the value of x. In the first statement we are printing the value of x, and in the second one we are printing the value of y, and in third statement we are printing the division of 7 by 0. So in the first line you can see here math.abs x. So absolute value, it will convert the x into absolute form. So absolute form where there is no plus or minus sign. So it will be simply, you can see the output 47.63, and in the second output statement where we are converting y into absolute value. So the value of y is initially the value of y is in negative. So this negative value converted into absolute value, and it there where in case of the absolute we will not have any plus or minus sign. So 894.37 will be displayed as it is, and in third one we are writing here 7 by 0, 7.0 divided by 0. So always when we divide any value by 0 in mathematics, so it will display the infinitive answer. So this is here also we are showing the infinitive answer here also. Now see this program also, this is also example of math library. So same way I have given all three programs using math library, but we have different libraries like networking library, IO library, collection library. So different programs are in different libraries. So we have taken only one library here for example. So we are explaining you by giving this example. So here you can see here in this program again we are import java.language.math. So we are importing this math class under Java and language package, and then we have math library demo class. This is the name of class math library demo, math libd demo, and then public static void main string args, and inside this main we have two variable a and b, both are double variable, and we have assigned 30 to a and 2 value to b. And see in the first output statement system.out.println math.power a to the power b means 30 to the power 2. So it is power of 30 square of 30, it means square of 30, it means 30 multiply 30, it is 900. You can see here the output. And same way in the next block we have 3 value assigned to a and we have assigned 4 to b, and then you can see here system.out.println math.power a comma b means 3 to the power 4. So 3 to the power 4 it will be 81. So this second output statement will display 81, and in third block you can see here a and b both having value 2 and 6, and here we are writing system.out.println and inside bracket math.power a comma b means 2 to the power 6. So it will be 64. So this way we are calculating the values. So here we are using this math library. So this way we can use any library, because Java has again I am telling you, Java has very rich library. So we can perform any type of function in any science, we can use Java programming language. That's why Java is so popular. Since 2000 this language is so popular, and still the importance of the Java programming language is not less than the other programming language. Java is still there. So the second part of my lecture is Java variable. So now you can see here different Java variable. So I am coming on the Java variable. So variables, first of all, I am defining here what is Java variable and what is its importance. So a variable is a container which holds the value while the Java program is executed. So at the time of running Java program, so we need some variable, and inside these variable we have different values. So these variable which hold the value, which contains the value, so are called the variable. And variable is assigned a data type, so it will be always it will be a data type. You can see here integer x19 in this slide. You can see in the middle of the slide, you can see here integer x19. So 19 is a value that is transferred to x. So x is a variable and its type is integer. So integer, the first x is prefixed by the int. So int is a integer. So you can see here integer x equals to 19. So this is the way to declare the variable, to assign the value to the variable. So variable is assigned with a data type. So the variable having a particular data type. So here you can see x is a integer type. So every variable has its own type. So we must have to write, like in the bottom of this slide you can see here string name. So name is a variable and its type is a string, and welcome is transferred to the name variable. And when we write the output statement system.out.println, and we are printing the value of name. So name is a string variable. And see the third line, third statement here, the variable name. Variable is a name of memory location. So it represents in the memory that particular value is stored in a particular name. So that is this is the variable. To create a variable, you must specify the type and assign its value. So I have already explained you. So when we declare a variable, we have to write, you can see here syntax. So first of all we will write type, then we will write variable name, and then value which we are passing to that variable. So where type is one of the Java type, so it may be integer, it may be string, it may be float. So according our need, according the need of program, we declare the variable as we require the variable in the program. So how to create a variable called the name of type string and assign its value to welcome. So here we are passing welcome string to this name variable, and by system.out.println we are printing the value of it. Now see this 10 value is assigned to the particular variable. So this 10 is reserved any place in the memory, any space it has taken a particular space. If it is integer, then it will hold 2 byte, and if it is float, then it will hold 4 byte. So accordingly the fixed length and size is also be required for any different type of the variable. So the variable reserve some area in the memory. So variable name, the variable is a name of reserved data allocation allocated in the memory. So suppose 10 is stored in any place, so that place is named by any variable. In other words, it is the name of memory location. It is combination of variable. So variable means we can change the value of that variable, we can change it. So that means its value can be changed. So it is not constant, variable is not constant. In case of the constant, the value of constant will not change, will never change, while in case of the variable its value will change. Suppose we are doing some calculation and next time we are doing same calculation, then we can change the value, we can change different value in the same variable. So now see the different types of the variable. So variables are string, variables may be integer, variable may be float, variable may be character, variable may be boolean. So we have different many more types. So the variable may be any type. So variable are container of storing data values. In Java there are different types of the variable. For example, string store tags such as hello string, value are surrounded by the double quotes. So always the string value, whenever we will assign any value to string, assign any data to string variable, then it is encapsulated within, it is surrounded by double quotes. While in case of the character, you can see here character stores single character as You can see here the example also. A is inside the, it is surrounded by two single quotes, and B is also character variable, character. So it also surrounded by two single quotes. Char value are surrounded by single quotes. Now integer is a whole number, stores integer whole numbers and without decimal, such as 1 2 3 or minus 1 2 3. So both are the integer. So integer may be negative or positive. Integer may be in minus or it may be in plus. We can use plus sign with integer or minus sign, but they are whole number. Decimal point will never be allowed in case of the integer. And float, where floating point number with decimal. So in case of the floating point number, we can use decimal point, like this example you can see here, 19.99 or minus 19.99. So this is float. So the float, it's a certain range of the float type, but we can use decimal point. So in our program, in our mathematical calculation, suppose we require float type values having decimal point. So then that case we have to declare them these type of variable as a float type variable. Like you can assume that you can see that the age or price of any item. So suppose price of any item, we have to save the price of any item, then it is advisable that we have to define that variable for the price as a float, not integer. So these are the differences. And boolean type, suppose we have to store true and false value, store value which with two states, true and false, then we will use boolean type. And there are some example declaring the variable. You can see here my num as a integer type. So 15, the whole number is transferred to this my num, and this is 5.99f. This is float value that is transferred, copied to the float num variable, my float num variable, which is float type, and true value is transferred on my bool, and this is boolean type. And string first name, that is the string which we are storing here in the first name, that would be surrounded by double quotes. So you can see here the double quotes are mentioned in this line. And we can concatenate two string variable, and you can see in this example first name and last name here. So last name is a Chandra. So when you will print it, first name plus last name, which is assigned to full name. So when you will print this full name, then it will display Mahesh Chandra. So same way, string is stored in double quotes, and character is stored in single quotes, and integer in as a whole number. So these are the some example. Now the category of variable are declared as data type. As the data type are two category, same way we have variable also having these two categories, same category, primitive and non-primitive. So we can declare variable as a non-primitive variable and primitive variable. So these are two major categories. So you can see here inside the primitive data type or primitive type of variable, that is boolean and numeric. Inside boolean we have true and false, and inside numeric we have character and integer. And inside character you can see here char. So basically char is used for the character value, and for the integer value, for the numerical value, we have integer, we have short, we have long, we have byte, we have integer. So first of all we have short, then we have integer, then long, then we have initially we have byte, then short, then integer, then long. So this is the hierarchy. And integer is a class. So this class can also be used to declare the variable, to define the variable. And the same time we have non-primitive data type and non-primitive type of the variable. So non-primitive, in non-primitive we have different data structures like list, stack, queue, linked list. So these are the different non-primitive type, means derived type. and string also, array also, set. So these are the different data types. So these are the two category of the variable. Now again see the three types of variables. Now I am saying you about the types of variable. So we have been local variable, we have been this stand variable, and we have static variable. So one by one I will explain what is local variable, what is stand variable, and what is static variable. So see the local variable which is defined inside any method, so are called the local variable. So a variable declared inside a body of a method called local variable. So inside method, not inside, I am not saying you inside class, I am saying you inside method, and that method is inside the class. So see the example here, the variable integer x inside the sum function, we have this class my class example, and inside this my class example class, public static integer sum is a function, first function. So inside this function we have x variable, we have y variable, we have c variable. So x equals to 10, y equals to 25, and c equals to x plus y. So sum of 10 plus 25 is stored in c variable. So x, y, and c, all three variable are the local variable, which their existence will be inside this function. Outside this function they cannot be shared. So by using this sum dot out dot println, sum of x and y we are displaying here. So c will be 10 plus 25 means 35 would be displayed here, and return c. So same value, this same c value 35 will be returned after the execution of this sum function. And this, this is local variable. So local variable exists inside the method, and their existence will be in, up to the method, and when we will go out of the method or other class, then we cannot use these local variable. You can use this variable only within the method and not the other method. So this is very important fact. And the third fact, that is local variable cannot be defined as a static keyword. So in case of local variable, we will not use a static keyword. So this is the third category, static category. So we will discuss about the static on this third category. Second is instance variable. The variable of any class is called instance variable. A variable declared inside a class but outside the body of method, means outside the method. Inside the method variable, if we declare any variable inside the method, then they are local variable, but outside the method if we declare any variable, so these methods are called instance variable, and it is not declared as a static. So now the third category. So the example of instance variable you can see here in this program, we have all three type of variable. So the third one you can see here, the first is integer my instance variable. So this is the variable which is declared inside the class, is called my instance variable, means the variable which is declared inside the class but outside the function are called instance variable. So this is the second category of the variable. Now again you can see here static, the third category, that is static variable. A variable which is declared as a static called static variable, but in case of the static variable we must have to use static, these static variable inside static functions. So this is the condition of a static function, that only static variable will be used inside the static function. It can be local, so it cannot be local. These static variable means we cannot define the static variable inside the method. We cannot define, but we can use them inside the method of static function. So see the third point, you can create a single copy of static variable or share among all the instances of the class. So when we declare any variable as a static type, so it is shared by all instances of the class. Suppose we have declared a object of any class, so in each object these common copy of static variable will be shared, and if any change will be happen in any class, then that will be reflected in all class. So this is a common or constant type of variable, static variable. So memory allocation of the static variable happens only once when class is loaded in the memory. So, all the time we cannot initialize the static variable, while in case of the instance variable we can initialize them many times. So, this is the difference, major difference. So, here see the example of static variable and static function, static method we can say here. So, we have this class, public class, my class example, and we have two variable, one is a normal variable and another one is the static, one is the normal function and another one is the static method, function or method. So, you can see here public static int sum. So, sum is a static method, while display, public void display, display is a normal method, it is not static. So, static is not appended or prefixed with this display function, this prototype in the line of this prototype. So, see in display function we are printing the value of welcome, we are writing this statement system.out.println welcome. Now, see in the public static void main means inside the main you can see here we are defining the object of my class example, its object is j equals to new my class example. So, when we will run this sum function, because sum function is a static function, so when we will execute this sum function, then we will write my class example, class name and then function name. While we will execute this display function, then we will write j dot display. So, it will display accordingly a welcome message. So, display function, for display function we have to mention here j dot display means object name dot function name, while in case of the static function we have to use class name then function name. So, this is the difference between two different functions. So, you can execute it, one line is missing here. So, the in the main the third line is j dot display. So, the display function is a part of this my class example. So, that is why we will write here object name then function name, but in case of the static variable just we will write the class name and function name. So, this is the difference between normal function and static function. Now, see the third part of this program, this lecture, that is the scope and lifetime of the variable. So, the instance variable, so we have three category of variable, three types of variable: instance variable, class variable and local variable. So, instance variable are the variable of the any class, so declared inside the class and outside the method. So, these variable, the lifetime of these variable, when we will execute this class up to the end of the class we can use these variable, we can the lifetime of this variable. And class variable are declared inside a class, these class variable are called the static type variable. So, outside all the blocks is marked static. So, static variable are called the class variable, they are common variable for all different objects. And third one is the local variable, which is defined inside the method, but outside the method their existence will not be there, and they used locally. So, their lifetime is up to the function. So, this is the scope of these different type of the variable. So, you can see in this program we have three different type of variable. You can see public class variable example, that is the name of class, and inside the class we have my instance variable, that is instance variable, integer my instance variable, and static integer my class variable. So, this is the second static type variable and it is initialized by the 30. Now, see integer my local variable equals to 100. So, we have three variable are defined here. So, this my local variable, that is local variable, and 100 value is assigned to this variable. And then in second line inside the main we have defined the object of the class variable example is the name of class, and its object is obj equals to new variable example. So, when we will print the value of this instance variable, then we will have to write obj dot name of the instance variable, and in case of the class variable we will have to use class name. And while in case of the local variable, you can see in the last line system.out.println println value of local variable, that is simply by writing my local variable. So we will not use any object and we will not use any class name in case of the local variable. While in case of the instance variable, we have to write the class name, then class object name, then instance variable name, and in case of the static variable we have to write class name, not object. So this is the example where all the variables are defined. This is one more example. You can see here the scope and lifetime of the variable. So here inside the main, you can see here integer x equals to 10. So 10 value is assigned to the x variable, and system.out.println, by using this statement we are printing the value of x. So this value is printed, x value is printed 10, but outside this you can see the command line. In command line we have given here system.out.println, again we have mentioned same line outside this function. So if we will remove this command then and we will execute this program, then it will display error. It will show the error, because this local variable x is a local variable, so it cannot be used outside this function. So I have given this example here in this slide. So you can execute this one, then you will find that error message if you remove this command line. And this is the last slide. Finally, I will say about the scope of this different three type of the variable. Instance variable throughout the class except the static method. So it will be used here this way, and lifetime is until the object is available in the memory. And the second one is the class variable, that is class variable are also called static variable, because they represent by the class. So throughout the class they will be used, their scope is throughout the class, and until the end of the program they will be their lifetime. And the third one is the local variable. So within the block it is declared, so it cannot be used outside the block. So until the control leave the block in which it is declared, so this is its lifetime. So these are three different category of variable, and their scope and lifetime is given here. So finally we can say, after listening this complete lecture, learner, you will understand about the learning about the understanding of the Java programming language, and these this variable, scope of the variable, and different category of variable, types of variable. So thank you very much.